Welcome to Nightly Haven, where mystery meets curiosity. If that's you, subscribe, like, and share. Today we're going to be talking about the Mothman, which is something that's intrigued me since I was a really little girl. I grew up in Ohio, about an hour and a half away from Point Pleasant, so I grew up hearing about legend, the tragedy that unfolded, and the myth and legend of the Mothman. The Mothman is also known as an omen of tragedy. In the shadow corners of American folklore, few entities inspire as much intrigue and terror as the Mothman. A towering figure with glowing red eyes and a massive bat-like wings. This cryptid has been linked to some of the most devastating tragedies in modern times. First appearing in Point Pleasant, West Virginia in the 1960s, the Mothman is often seen as a harbinger of doom, spectral warning before disaster strikes. The birth of a legend started at Point Pleasant, and it was the Dark Visitor, aka the Mothman. Legends of the Mothman began November 12, 1966, when 5 men digging a grave in Clarendon, West Virginia, reported seeing a large winged creature soar overhead. Just 3 days later, 2 couples driving near the abandoned TNT area in Point Pleasant had an even more terrifying experience. They described a creature over 6 feet tall with wings that span nearly 10 feet. Its glowing red eyes locked onto them as it pursued their car at incredible speed. More sightings followed, with dozens of eyewitnesses describing an eerily similar figure lurking near the town. One of the most detailed encounters came from Linda Scarberry, who, along with her husband and friends, was chased by the creature in their car. He sure does like cars, don't he? She described it as having a humanoid form, but its eyes were hypnotic and paralyzed. Some witnesses claim that the Mothman emitted an unsettling humming or screeching noise before vanishing into the night. Others reported a strange electrical disturbances, animal disappearances, and even precognitive dreams after encountering the being. Another witness, Neil Partridge, a local resident, reported that his television screen began to distort before he heard a strange metallic sound outside his home. When he went out to investigate, he saw 2 glowing red eyes staring at him from the darkness. His dog, Bandit, ran off towards the creature and was never seen again. Many believe this was another chilling encounter of the Mothman. Over the course of a year, more than 100 people came forward with similar accounts of a large red-eyed winged figure watching them from the darkness. Some even reported physical symptoms such as burning eyes or a lingering sense of dread after their encounters. The hysteria reached its peak December 15, 1967, when the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant to Ohio, collapsed during rush hour. 46 people lost their lives. And in the aftermath, some began to draw the chilling conclusion and connection with the Mothman sightings that had been surging for months prior to this tragic catastrophe. Could this being have been an omen, a warning of impending disaster, or was this something more sinister? Some locals believe the Mothman is a manifestation of an ancient curse. According to legend, a Shawnee chief named Cornstalk cursed the land after being betrayed and murdered by the settlers of 1977. Some theorists claim the Mothman is a supernatural entity connected to this curse, bringing misfortune wherever it appears. While Point Pleasant remains the epicenter for the Mothman legend, reports of similar creatures have surfaced around the world, often linked to catastrophic events. Witnesses in Chernobyl, Ukraine, claim to have seen a massive winged figure hovering near the nuclear plant before the infamous meltdown of 1986. Others say a Mothman-like entity was spotted near the Twin Towers before September 11th attacks. Similar reports have emerged from places like Japan before the 2011 Fukushima disaster. In Chicago, sightings of a winged humanoid have been reported as recently as 2010, with the witnesses describing a creature eerily similar to the original Point Pleasant Mothman. In one case, a security guard near O'Hare International Airport claimed he saw a large red-eyed creature take off into the sky. Other reports have come from local parkgoers and truck drivers, each describing an overwhelming sense of dread before spotting the entity. Skeptics argue that these reports are either hoaxes, misidentification of large birds like the sandhill cranes, or a product of mass hysteria. However, the many who have seen it insist that the Mothman is something beyond human comprehension. Is it a myth, a legend, or is it something more? Over the years, countless theories have emerged about the true nature of the Mothman. Some believe it's an interdimensional being that appears during times of great upheaval. It could be an alien, a government experiment gone wrong, or even an ancient creature awakened from his slumber. Paranormal researchers have drawn comparisons between Mothman and similar folklore creatures such as the Owlman of Cornwall, England, and the Garuda of Hindu mythology. It's the eternal watcher. The Mothman legend continues to captivate and terrify. With each new sighting, it reignites the debate. Is it a protector, a cursed soul, or something beyond human comprehension? We may never know for sure. Wherever tragedy strikes and looms, the Mothman is never far behind, and perhaps warning us of what's yet to come. Well, thank you for staying with me towards the end. I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any suggestions of other stories that you would like to hear from, I'm all ears. I'm always welcome to suggestions. And if you have any personal experiences of your own. But if you do like it, please like, share. It really does help in my spooky friend. Have a wonderful night. Bye.